basically, what I'm going to show you is unfortunately, very unfortunate phenomena in Israel. From the time that Israel enters the land that God promised them, in Hebrew, הטרור הערבי לא פוסק. The Arab terror does not stop. And here it refers to throwing stones on cars and buses all over in Benjamin. But definitely this terror is also killing, murdering Jews. Thousands of Jews were murdered all over. So let us see what the Torah tells us about what is going to be, and also, unfortunately, what Israel had to do and did not do it. So, difficult to read this verse in Numbers 33, which tell us on the plains of Moab, by the Jordan across the Jericho, the Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the Israelites and say to them, when you cross the Jordan into Canaan, drive out all the inhabitants of the land before you, destroy all other carved images and their cast idols, and demolish all their high places." Okay, good. At that time was lots of idols, but let us carry on. Take possession of the land and settle in it, for I have given you the land to possess. In real command to possess it, because there are a lot of commandments that Jews can fulfill only in Israel. Distribute the land by lot according to your plans to a larger group, and so on. It is known. But this comes a frightening sentence. But if you don't drive out the inhabitants of the land, those you allow to remain will become barbs in your eyes and thorns in your sides. They will give you trouble in the land where you will live. Frightening. Exactly. This is what the Torah tells us. God says, if you don't drive out those inhabitants of the land, then they will make you troubles on the sides of the way. Yeah, killing, murdering, throwing stones, whatever we see. Thousands of Israelis, even today, youngster, 22 years old, were brutally murdered by two Palestinian officers. Frightening. You know, they belong to Arab, to Abu Mazen, and they are murderers. Now, how can you rely on Abu Mazen when his people, policemen, brutally murder such a nice youngster, 22 years old? How can you live? How can you? But, you know, the simple reason that we could not do it. We could not chase them away. But this is also frightened, what the Torah says. And then, if you will not chase them away, which means you will not be able to chase them away, and they still will disturb you, and you will not be able to fulfill mitzvot and commandments and so on. So you know what will be, and then I will do to you what I plan to do to them. Frightening, which means killing, murdering. Yes. Difficult to see it, but all this in the Torah, in the last part of Numbers, chapter 33. Frightening. So let us see what the Torah tells us about this in the same places. So let us see slowly, part by part. So, what is written here? By the way, This is exactly the location which I read you in English, yeah? You can see Numbers 33, and from the last chapter, the last verses in the chapters, as you saw. Amazingly, these small tables is based on 70. Oh, such important mystical number, 70. Secret. So what is written here? So the first thing the Torah tells us in black, terror, you will have terror in Israel. And who will do it? The Hamas and the Fatah join together. These are the main troublemakers, terrorists, the wild beasts in Israel. The Hamas and the Fatah, PLO. And what are the verses you saw? The verses that if you will not chase them away, you will have troubles and so on. Exactly what we saw in the English here. If you will not chase them away, then they will lose you, there will be thorns in your eyes, and they will. It is interesting, this sentence said, they will hate you on the land that you are settling there. So say the Or HaChaim HaKadosh, exactly now is your side. So HaChaim says that amazing expression, which tell you that the Arabs, the terrorists, all those, will make you troubles because they will claim that the land that you are there also is theirs, like Tel Aviv, Ramat Gan, all those, right? And the HaChaim HaKadosh, tonight it is your side. This is what he says. But such verses which tell you exactly what is going on. But why? So why you see in this table, which is 71, but it's basically the same place. So the same thing, God spoke to the children, so Moses speaks to the children of Israel, when you are crossing the land, you should inherit it, you should settle there, so on, exactly. And if you will not, there will be thorn in your eyes. And then, if you will not do it, you will have lots of troubles, because the land is yours, and you need it, you have to develop it, because you have to fulfill lots of commandments. It's a mitzvah to have the land. So you have also the same story, Patach, PLO, Hamas, but here you have that this is a time that you can have Ben Ishai, son of Jesse. Amazing. Because really, this was the time when Israel really enters the land in the 6th world, they want Jerusalem back and everything back. So, lots of indications that he could be Messiah, but he just keeps the Torah. But they did not keep the Torah. There is a Shabbos, immorality. Whatever it is, but this is a condition. Teshuvah, you see in purple. Teshuvah, repentance. If not, you have in yellow, terror in the land, and all these troubles. So this is the same place. Also, you can see Dalet Numbers, and the chapters also. The chapter is 33, and the last verses, exactly what you see in English. So very worthwhile reading back those verses, and you will understand why up till today Israel are losing so many, more than 1,000. Also the record itself that Professor Rips threatened, don't do it. And they did again, that's me, myself, and Professor Ralik. The table said, disaster. Never listen to anything that Torah said. No, we are more clever than Torah. Torah is old, no. You see what is going on. So, the only solution that Israel will keep the Torah and will do what is written here, make it big because it is important. They will do Teshuvah, purple, and then they will have son of Jesse, They will get rid from the Patach, the PLO, from those beasts, wild beasts. No. But what we can do, people don't relate to the Torah. Especially because they don't want the Torah to keep Shabbos and so on. We are paying a lot for it. But hoping that now we are entering the 3 weeks, 17th of Tammuz, fast day, which according as if people really follow, this is the day that can be a day of Messiah. Yeah. But again, Torah. This is what you have to keep. So interesting and significant table for our time.